Elani is without a doubt the second best Kenyan musical band of all time. Of course, Sauti Sol tops that list, but Elani left a big hole in the airwaves when they abandoned music. At the height of their fame, that is between 2013 and 2016, the band dropped Jana Usiku, Kukuku, Barua ya Dunia, and My Darling featuring Jose Chameleon. The back-to-back hits convinced many that they could be the next Sauti Sol, and some, such as your favorite presenter here, used to argue that they were better than Sauti Sol. Sadly, they regressed.
The Elani journey, to be honest, has had incredibly high highs and super low lows. Oh my God, some that have devastated us.
So what happened to Elani and where are they now? We need to figure out this puzzle urgently. But before that, let's go back to the beginning. Elani was formed in January 2008, but it wasn't until 2010 that the trio decided to pursue music as a full-time career. The band originally consisted of 4 members: Wambui Ngugi, Brian Chwea, Maureen Kunga, and Daniel Kimani, the group's guitarist. There has never been an explanation for Daniel's departure from the group.
So that's how Elani started.
Initially, the band only performed live because they lacked the funds to record and or shoot music videos.
We just did live music because we didn't have the resources to be able to go to the studio to record audio, music, or put together money to record videos for our fans to be able to consume that on the online, on the TV media areas.
Their debut single Jana Usiku was released in November 2013 and was an instant hit. However, with over 4.8 million views on YouTube, it's safe to say that Kukuku is their most successful project so far. The band would then release their debut album Barua ya Dunia in 2014, which was hugely successful both locally and internationally. One of the hit singles from the album, Kukuku, earned them a Channel O Music Awards nomination as the Most Gift East and was also nominated for the All African Music Awards as Best African Pop. They won the latter. The last decent song they recorded in relation to their standards was their collaboration with Jose Chameleon in 2016 for the hit single My Darling. So when did the rain start beating them? The same year, 2016. The trio admitted to being broke at one point.
Wow, man, it was so frustrating to find out that we were making losses in the millions.
On 12th January 2016, they released a statement on their YouTube channel and their other social media pages accusing the Music Copyright Society of Kenya of corruption regarding music royalty payments after the body paid them 31,000 Kenyan shillings.
The check that they gave us, which was a check for 31,000 shillings, which was supposed to be the value of Elani music playing everywhere for the period of a year, didn't make a lot of sense to us.
This was relatively good money, considering other established artists such as Calligraph Jones have consistently received 2,500 Kenyan shillings from MCSK. Later on, they tried to sell their music for 30 bob in this digital era where there are so many options, but that too did not work. Elani never had a growth plan. In 2020, the band told Nation newspaper that they had no manager.
And it was very difficult because Maureen, Brian and myself were everything. We were in the middle of all the conversations. In as much as we had different people working with us, we still had to be at this meeting, at that meeting, at the other meeting, at the other meeting, and then at rehearsal.
Imagine a band like Elani without a manager in a competitive Kenyan music industry. It's music business. Singing alone is not enough. In 2018, to what seemed like reigniting their music careers after a long break, the band took to their YouTube channel and announced they were back.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Elani. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to announce that we are back. Tumeoneza macomments zenyu zote za Elani taking topics, what? You're no longer singing or you only take pictures nowadays, what? Tumewasikia.
They even promised to drop their second album, Colors of Love, in August of the same year, but for reasons known to them, they dropped it in November 2019. After the album, they disappeared again. Speaking to Kiss 100 in 2022, Brian Chwea denied reports that the group had split, describing it as an eternal family. This is an eternal family. Hakuna breakup hapa. A lot of people don't understand. Once you got authentic friendship, you live together and will never get any drama, Brian said. Recently, Wambui has become more involved in content creation. She has a YouTube channel where she mainly discusses natural hair. Brian is still releasing music and uploading them on Elani's official YouTube channel and their other streaming services accounts. He now goes by the name Chwizi. Maureen is now an actress. She made her acting debut in a 2022 Kenyan film, Familiar Christmas. Like Wambui, she is also a YouTuber who regularly uploads health and beauty videos. So would you like to see an Elani reunion? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Bye.
Msichoke kungoja mate. Nothing but love. Peace.
Do you guys remember this guy? No? Well, that's former Ugandan gospel musician Ambassada. Still not ringing a bell? Maybe this song will jog your memory. So how did Ambassada go from being one of East Africa's biggest gospel stars to making secular music? And where is he now? This is the rise, fall and reinvention of Ambassada. But first, shout out to our fan Koni Mwala who requested this video. Let's get started.
Yo, what's up? What's up? My name is Ambassada, aka Amba.
Born Wamala Wycliffe in Kampala, Uganda, Ambassada developed a love for music at an early age. After finishing high school, where he got a B, he knew he couldn't continue with his studies as his family was poor and couldn't afford college.
It's because of my background.
Yeah.
Jojo, me, I grew up in a very pathetic family. Very poor, where I didn't even expect to be where I am today. Oh. But I really thank God that he's managed to bring me this far.
At 14, Ambassada started hustling, working as an MC in Uganda nightclubs while also trying to make his own music. However, his music career in Uganda struggled to take off. During this time, Kenya's music industry was booming, drawing East African artists like Jose Chameleon, TID, AY, Bebe Cool and others to Nairobi to record with top studios like Ogopa DJs and Homeboys. This inspired Ambassada to leave Kampala in 2002 at just 15 years old to chase his dream in Nairobi.
Apparently, I realized that I couldn't do much in Uganda because I had an international vision. So nkasema wacha nitoke Eugene kuje Kenya. I was inspired by some people like kina Chameleon, Necessary Noise, kina Nameless. Hao ndio walikuwa navuma by then.
Bebe, you know Bebe started his career in Nairobi.
Yeah, Ogopa if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
In Nairobi, he became homeless and spent most of his days at the National Theatre, hoping to connect with the who's who of Kenya's entertainment industry. He met notable Kenyan personalities there, including Jalango and Churchill, who actually advised him to return to Uganda as things were not working out for him in Nairobi.
Vile niko National Theatre kina Churchill Dambuki walikuwa wananiambia kina Jalango. Walikuwa wananiambia surudi home. Kaambia manze siwezi toka nini Kenya bila kufanya ngoma, yani nilikuja kufanya muziki.
Fortunately, gospel artist Rafton took Ambassada under his wing, hosting him in his modest bedsitter together with his brother Daddy Owen and other gospel artists.
My bro alikuwa most of the time during the day alikuwa anashinanga National Theatre. And one day while alikuwa National Theatre, akamit this Ugandan young man who ametoka Uganda, amekuja Kenya to pursue his dream as a musician. Amefika Kenya, he doesn't know where, he doesn't know anyone, he doesn't know any studio, ajua tataanzia wapi. But he believes he wants to become a musician. This young man is called Ambassada. So my brother Rafton akatoka na Ambassada National Theatre, akamleta home, tukaanza kuishi pamoja na Ambassada.
Rafton ndiye alikuwa the first guy kuniweka. Tulikuwa tunaishi naye na Daddy Owen, kina Hariji, kina SK Blue, tulikuwa tunaishi kwa boma moja. Na si boma hata, kalikuwa karum kadogo 8x8.
With Rafton's connection, Ambassada made the legendary producer Bruce Odhiambo, who produced a song for him that didn't gain much traction. However, this didn't discourage him as he continued to work, believing his breakthrough would come soon. In 2004, Ambassada's break came when Sound Africa signed him for a 10-track project. His first single with the label, Natamani, received critical acclaim. Then came his biggest hit, Watoto Ikane, a moving song advocating for children's rights. The video, featuring children from Nairobi's Nyumbani home, resonated deeply with audiences and charitable organizations. The success of Watoto Ikane led to Ambassada headlining campaigns for Oxfam Kenya, the G8 Poverty Eradication Campaign, Nakada's drug awareness campaigns, and even becoming a UN ambassador, with his song Watoto Ikane used as a theme for World Children's Day.
Imagine, your song, vile to recreate, we didn't even have any vision beyond just creating a song. But it became big to an extent that UN picked it up and they made me the UNICEF ambassador. A lot started flowing.
Later in 2004, Ambassada released his debut album Natamani, celebrated as one of East Africa's best albums. It featured hidden gems like Yahweh, Homutsudze and Ebiensi, earning him 13 award nominations and 5 wins, including the Kisima Award for Best Music Video of the Year from Uganda and Tanzania. While people were still bumping to the Natamani album, Ambassada teamed up with Daddy Owen and Mr. Googs for the hit Haijalishi. His second album, Yaka, released in 2006, was well received but didn't reach the heights of Natamani. By 2008, Ambassada decided to take a break from music to pursue an IT diploma from Kumba University.
I came into the industry at a tender age, so I hadn't done I hadn't completed my studies. So nkarudi masomo. In
2012, after a 4-year break, he returned with songs like Ayaya and Nimeokolewa. Between 2013 and 2015, he released the following tracks. In 2021, Ambassada surprised fans by shifting to secular music, releasing Halo with Uganda's star Jose Chameleone. He followed up with Like That featuring Linton na Mubiru. And in 2022, he signed with Jaguar's Main Switch Studios.
You know, Main Switch has signed me up here.
Oh.
Yeah, and now I'm under the Main Switch terminal in Kenya.
That year he released Nitume featuring Jaguar, which at the time of making this video, the Nitume video had garnered over 600,000 views on YouTube and earned him a FEMA Gospel Award nomination. Ambassada opened 2023 with a collaborative project featuring artists from Kenya and Uganda, such as Arrowboy, Jabidi, Dufla, Ghetto Kids, Eddie Kenzo, and many more. Between 2023 and 2024, Ambassada released the following tracks. Today, besides making music, Ambassada manages artists and runs his own charity, the Ambassada Foundation. Critics often label Ambassada as a one-hit wonder. I personally disagree. His music catalog is filled with great tunes beyond Watoto Ikane. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Is Ambassada really a one-hit wonder? That's it for the rise, fall and reinvention of Ambassada, and if you are curious about what happened to Kenya's singer Maria, that's the next video I recommend. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Between the mid-2000s and the early 2010s, the gospel industry was arguably the biggest music industry in Kenya. The gospel industry was so prominent and influential that the secular music sector became irrelevant. To understand just how big the industry was, in 2010, Daddy Owen, a gospel artist, won the MTV Mama Award in the Best Anglophone category. One key factor that significantly contributed to the success of this industry aside from the media was the Groove Awards. So what happened to the Groove Awards? Before we go any further, we would like to give a big shout out to Latif Liasi and all our supportive viewers who requested this video. Also, please like the video and follow or subscribe to our channels if you haven't already. Now, let's dive right in. The Groove Awards was founded by tycoon and businessman Kevin Mulei, formerly known as DJ Kev. Kevin Mulei had a vision to make the gospel industry the largest music sector in Kenya and create a platform for Kenyan gospel artists to showcase their talents, be appreciated and earn a living.
Kev had an amazing vision and he executed it powerfully.
The first Groove Awards were presented at a small gathering in Nairobi in 2004, and none of the winning artists received payment. But as the good book says, do not despise humble beginnings. In the following years, it experienced rapid growth, drawing numerous sponsors including Safaricom and other major companies. Every gospel artist aspired to be part of this initiative, and by 2007, it had become the biggest music award in Kenya, surpassing the likes of Chaguo Latinis and Kisima Awards. Because of its popularity in the region, the award opened doors for artists from other East African countries, including Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. The event transitioned from a simple gathering to being broadcast live with artists touring the country. Money began to flow into the gospel industry. Gospel artists became household names and began to live lavishly. As they say, salvation ends where money talks begin. As the gospel industry became more profitable, we began to notice secular musicians crossing over to the gospel side. Well, that was the first red flag. Let's be clear, I don't want to come across as someone who attacks those who crossed over, as some of them like Amani were genuine, but let's be honest, most of them did it for the money. They understood that to gain traction in the Kenyan music industry at that time, all you needed to do was release a gospel song. Even Bobby Mapesa, the artist behind the hit Naskeo Tam, dropped a gospel song. I'm not passing judgment, but really, it's Bobby Mapesa.
Uliokoka for 2 hours.
Kwa nini unasema hivyo?
Ulikuja kwa trend last time, ulikuwa kwa trend, ulikuja kama umeokoka. Ulikuwa umeokoka before uingie on set. Alafu kaulizwa ni aje? Buma pesa umetoa gospel song. Sema mimi sijatoa gospel song.
As the award gained attention both within and beyond the gospel industry, organizers began inviting secular musicians to the event. Many of them were seen in the front rows, and they even hired celebrities with no connection to spreading the gospel as MCs. I don't have an issue with that and won't pretend to be holier than thou, but even I know that the Bible says you can't serve two masters. The same Bible also warns against being lukewarm. You are either cold or hot, and if not, God will spit you out of his mouth. That marked the beginning of God spitting Groove Awards out of his mouth.
And I think maybe that's why God had to take away Groove. It became an idol. It became a place where we did song for the event. We never did song for God.
Another warning sign that the award overlooked, especially in the late 2000s to the early 2010s, was the rise of a group of gospel artists who pretended to be born again. They even released some of the best gospel songs that went on to win numerous Groove Awards.
Kitumena as a promise, and a promise mbele ya world, God stai kuacha.
Wasa usema umechukua gospel umefanya showbiz.
Ni watu. Mbona Mungu aoni hivyo? Mbona Mungu aniambii hivyo?
These artists became the face of the gospel industry, drawing negative attention due to their extravagant lifestyle. Scandalous articles about these gospel artists were a daily occurrence. They even introduced beefs within the industry, forcing fans to take sides. It became so toxic that some were eventually banned from the award.
Last year, they claimed that the reason why you were not nominated, Groove, because you did not live a Christian life, or you did not exemplify what they consider to be a Christian life. That's why you and Bahati were not nominated.
When things got tough, these fake gospel artists switched to the secular industry. Another factor that contributed to the downfall of Groove Awards was corruption. And as we know, where there's corruption, God cannot be involved. Sponsoring companies and artists began to complain about rigging. Daddy Owen, Willie Paul, Bahati and Eko Dida all raised concerns about this issue, Consequently, Willie Paul and Bahati were withdrawn from the 2017 Groove Awards. Eko Dida, however, had no issue accepting the same award in 2017, an award he had previously criticized.
Sihitaji awards kuingia heaven. Unajua awards ni vitu ziko, ni earthly things zenye ziko, zenye ile time God atakuita utaziacha.
There were also numerous rumors suggesting that the award was being used for money laundering, further damaging its reputation. This was the final blow. Recognizing that the gospel industry was in decline, Kevin Muley, as brilliant as he was, started a radio station. Interestingly, it wasn't a gospel radio station, but a secular one. Allegedly, Kevin Muley used the funds from the Groove Awards, which some consider God's money, to launch NRG Radio. The marketing for that radio station was intense, with Kevin Muley even hiring white people as brand ambassadors. The content of the radio station is what a born-again Christian might consider ungodly. Despite everything, we still have genuine individuals in the Kenyan gospel industry. Shout out to Mercy Masika, Guardian Angel, Eunice Njeri, and all the gospel artists who continue to spread the gospel through their God-given talents. So what are your thoughts? Do you believe the gospel industry will ever regain the prominence it had during the Groove Awards era? And should Kevin Muley consider bringing back the Groove Awards? Share your opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Your support means the world to us. Stay safe and we will see you in our next upload. Bless. In East Africa's music industry, the role of the video vixen has become iconic, transforming young ladies into household names. For some, this path has led to fame, wealth, and celebrity status. Where would Vera Sidika be if it wasn't for the You Guy music video? Amisa Mobeto if it wasn't for the Salome music video? Agnes Kiunga if it wasn't for the Short and Sweet music video? Or Nana if it wasn't for the Go Gaga music video? But fame can come at a price, and sometimes a single mistake can change everything. This is the story of once East Africa's most popular video vixen, Sandra Khan, known to most as Binti Kiziwi, her rise, her fall, and her resilience. But before we continue, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, let's get started.
Lakini nilikuwa sielewi kitu chochote kinaendelea. Sijui hatima yangu ya maisha. Lakini nijitahidi nikamwambia mama kwamba mama niko salama na nitarudi nyumbani ipo siku.
Vitu ambavyo nimejifunza, kwanza shortcut ni kitu ambacho sitataka kijirudie katika maisha yangu. Ni bora nifanye kitu ambacho kimenyoka au niuze tanyanya, lakini kufanya maisha ya shortcut hapana. Sitakuwa na tamaa kitu chochote.
Born Sandra Khan in Dar es Salaam in 1990 to an Indian father and a Sukuma mother, Sandra entered the world of video vixen in 2006 at only 16 years old. She was inspired by the late Tanzania video vixen Agnes Masongange, who was one of the top video vixen in Tanzania at the time and was her friend.
Ni kitu ambacho nilikuwa napenda. Ni kitu ambacho nilikuwa napenda. Nilikuwa na rafiki yangu alikuwa anafanya mambo hayo, kwa hiyo nikapenda vile anafanya na mimi nikafanya.
Her first video is an East African classic, Haiwezekani by Kasim Ganga, released in 2006. The video quickly became a hit and Sandra's name began to spread through the industry. Not long after, in 2007, she met an up-and-coming artist named Zed Anto. The two hit it off and their relationship soon became romantic. She was only 17 while Zed Anto was 26. By the way, so many Tanzanian gossip outlets claim that J Melody is Zed Anto's younger brother. We can't authoritatively confirm this. Zed Anto's manager saw potential in Sandra and convinced her to star in a video that will change everything. Binti Kiziwi released in 2007. The video's success was immediate, and her convincing portrayal as a deaf woman earned her the nickname Binti Kiziwi. Many believe she was actually deaf.
Mimi nilikuwa naigiza tu. Lakini watu wengi sana walikuwa wanajua mimi ni Binti Kiziwi sisikii.
As the song's popularity soared, so did Sandra's fame. She was only in her teens, living a life few teenagers could imagine. At the height of their success, Sandra and Zed Anto secretly married in 2007. Again, she was just 17, while Zed Anto was 26.
Yani nashukuru Mungu
Zedi Anto alikuwa mume wangu wa ndoa.
The marriage didn't last long though, as they call it quits a year later. Both have remained tight-lipped about the reasons for their split, always blaming their youth as the main cause. A few years after her divorce, Sandra welcomed her son into the world in 2010. Determined to give her son a good life, she worked hard in the video vixen industry, but the income wasn't enough. At the same time, she noticed that some of her friends were involved in drug trafficking. The lifestyle they led was tempting and promised quick wealth.
Kama nilivyoongea ni vishawishi kwamba mtu fulani yuko hivi na mimi ngoja nifanye.
In 2012, Sandra made a decision that would change her life forever. She agreed to smuggle drugs from Tanzania to mainland China via Hong Kong, with the promise of $10,000 if she succeeded. She was only 22 years old. The journey required her to swallow the drugs, a process that took 2 days. When she arrived in Hong Kong, her exhausted appearance aroused suspicion. Airport officials detained her, and a body scan revealed the drugs. Sandra was arrested on the spot and taken to a hospital, where doctors spent 5 days removing the drugs from her body.
Lakini dau nilikuwa nimeahidiwa $10,000.
Ulibeba kwenye nini? Yani ulivaa, ulimeza, yani ilikuwaje?
Nilimeza. Nikakaa hospitali kwa muda wa siku 5.
Hizo siku 5 ulikuwa umekaa unatolewa mzigo, hizo siku 5 ulikuwa umekaa kwenye uchunguzi?
Kwenye uchunguzi na kutolewa mzigo.
Wanautoa kwa njia gani?
In court, Sandra was found guilty and sentenced to 16 years in prison. She pleaded guilty and her sentence was reduced to 8 years. The judge read the charges in Chinese and it was translated to her in Swahili by a Kenyan translator. Before she was taken to prison, she was allowed to make one phone call, which she used to call her mother and break the sad news to her.
Ila siku ambayo nimeenda mahakamani nikapewa simu moja ambayo nilimpigia mama yangu mzazi. Nilipokea simu akaniambia leo ni siku ya 5 sikupati kwenye simu. Nini shida? Nikamwambia mama nimepata matatizo. Mamangu alishindwa kuongea na simu, alitupa simu kwa hiyo sikuweza kuongea naye chochote. Lakini nilikuwa sielewi kitu chochote kinaendelea. Sijui hatima yangu ya maisha. Lakini nijitahidi nikamwambia mama kwamba mama niko salama na nitarudi nyumbani ipo siku. Kwa hiyo mamangu hakuongea tena.
All the people she once considered friends disappeared, fearing the scandal would taint their own reputations. Only one friend, who had a crush on her when she was still in Tanzania, visited her, supporting her through these dark times. This man is now her partner.
Watu ambao wamenisupport kwa miaka 8 ni familia yangu mimi. Wazazi, ndugu na jamaa, lakini hakuna rafiki au mtu yoyote. Ni mtu ambaye tunajuana, sio kwamba mtu from nowhere nimeanza naye.
Ndani ya miaka 8 ulijuana naye wakati hujaondoka bado?
Ndio.
Mlikuwa wapenzi?
Hapana.
Kuna wish kwa na.
Labda yeye alikuwa na wish kwa na mimi.
Alijuaje kama umefika kama soe kumtafuta?
Hapana, alikuwa anakuja ananiona.
Hong Kong?
Yes.
Bwana hongera, tumekuachia huyu mwanamke. Kama ulifunga safari kwenda Hong Kong na kumfuata na kumtazama, kaka.
During her time in prison, Sandra used the opportunity to study human resource, learn tailoring and work in a boot factory, where she picked up skills in boot making and repair. After 8 years, she was released on December 28, 2019 and deported back to Tanzania. When she arrived back in Tanzania, her family was waiting to welcome her. Overwhelmed with emotions, Sandra's first question was about her child, not realizing that her son was standing right in front of her.
Lakini siku ya kwanza nilipomwona airport, mimi hapa ndo ambaye nilimsahau mtoto wangu. Kwa hiyo nikauliza mtoto wangu yuko wapi? Nikaonyeshwa mtoto wako si huyu hapa. Lakini nahisi ni kwa sababu ya kuona familia kidogo kichwa kiliruka, lakini alinitoka kidogo.
Sandra's release brought renewed media attention. Zed Anto, who was facing challenges in his music career at the time, saw an opportunity. He invited Sandra to appear in his music video Nichape. Sandra agreed and the video was released on 26 February 2020. Sandra, Zed Anto's ex-wife, appearing in Zed Anto's music video didn't sit well with Zed Anto's partner, actress Wastara Juma, who publicly warned Sandra to stay away from her husband, leading to a media drama.
Kikubwa, kile nilichokitoa warning, ndo anatakiwa yeye kikae kichwani mwake, kwamba mimi sitakiwi kujiingiza katika mahusiano ya Zedi. Kama kuna kazi na inanihusu, basi nitafanya kazi na atalipwa kama vile mfanya kazi au kama vile video queen hivyo yani. Baada ya hapo hakuna kitu kingine kinachotakiwa kiendelee baina yake na Zedi. Kwa hiyo mwisho wa siku yeye atajibu anavyojisikia na mimi nitajibu ninavyojisikia. Yani kama vile analeta ukaidi na akileta ukaidi na mimi nitamuonyesha ni ukaidi unaishaga vipi yani.
However, according to Sandra, she was just doing her job and there was nothing between Z Anto and her. Sandra now works hard to reestablish her identity as Sandra Khan, moving away from the Binti Kiziwi label as she is popularly known. She believes it was the brand Binti Kiziwi that almost ruined her life. She's a brand ambassador for Yummy Yummy sanitary products and baby nappies and hopes to use her experience to warn young people about the dangers of taking shortcuts.
Mi nawashauri kwamba shortcut sio nzuri. Ni bora ufanye kitu kilichokuwa sahihi hata kikichukua muda wewe kupata pesa, lakini sio shortcut. Shortcut mimi ndio imenisababishia matatizo. Kwa hiyo vijana labda wafuate njia zilizokuwa sahihi.
Sandra Khan's story may be one of regrets, but it is also one of resilience. She has faced fame, loss and isolation, yet continues to rebuild her life, and her message is clear. Success may take time, but shortcuts can lead to disaster. Sandra's journey reminds us all to be patient, persistent, and above all, true to ourselves. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you are curious about what happened to Tanzanian singer Ray C, that's the next video I recommend. See you soon.